The Last Chance Cripple is a wonderful fly, probably the single favorite fly among the group I fish with out west. It was designed by Rene Harrop in Last Chance, Idaho, and there are several different versions of it. I'm showing the PMD here. There's a Betis version, green drake, a brown drake, etc. This is one fantastic fly, and if you're a dry fly fisherman in the east or the west, this is an absolute must for your fly box. This fly is loosely based on Bob Quigley's Cripple, but Rene Harrop has done some things and incorporated CDC, which is very important as far as I'm concerned, and done some other things here that I just love, and created just a fantastic fly design. Here I've taken uni 8/0 thread all the way back to the end. This is number 16. Typically, these days, I only tie this in size 18, Tiemco 100 standard dry fly hook. That said, for the purposes of this video, I thought a 16 might show up a little better. The tail should be shank length at the most, 3 or 4 fibers. I've got a few too many fibers in here. Then take the thread to about the halfway point of the hook and tie in a little noodle of rusty dubbing. And this is Harrop's professional dubbing, but any rusty dubbing will work here. We're going to make a shuck out of this. Take just a couple of turns here to hold it in place and then fold it back. And then bind it down all the way back to the tail. And the length of this shuck should be about halfway down the tail. This is goose biot. This is actually a goose primary feather that's been dyed rusty brown, and that's the biot side is this side. And the way I tie in all my biots, I tie them in on the far side of the hook, and in this case, the notch is up. And when the notch is up, that will produce a strongly ribbed body. I think of it as a rough body. Now, if I was doing a spinner here, I would put that notch down and tie it in. I find that as a right-hand tire, left biots work best. And I could get into the whole left and right biot thing, but I won't. All you really care about is whether that notch is up or down. Having a left biot, the advantage of doing that is that the segmentation's more pronounced. And when you go to wrap a smooth body on a spinner or a dun, it will naturally wrap the way the biot goes, which is a big advantage with a spinner. Anyway, it doesn't matter. For years, nobody cared about rights and lefts with biots, and maybe I shouldn't, but I do. Just take my word for it. If you're a right-hand tire, it's in your interest to use a left biot quill. A right will work, but a left is better. Okay, we're going to make, I call this, it's the second quadrant of the fly. We're going to make a dubbing ball. And we don't want this to extend too far forward, but obviously we want to keep our 4 turns of biot showing. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here. And this is the thorax of the fly, and you want to make a robust thorax. I don't know that you can make this too big. Just don't make it too small. Okay, now see how I've left the first quarter of the fly is just about bare. I'm getting ready to tie in 2 CDC feathers, light done, held back to back, so their tips flare out. I'll tie them in just the way I would tie in a wet fly wing. Any wing that sits up on top of the hook. I'll take a couple turns and just pull it right up there. Bind it down with some turns forward, and then take about 5 turns back and really get into the dubbing ball with your wraps. That'll give you a nice platform to wind some hackle on, which we'll do next. And this is some grizzly hackle that I've dyed PMD or yellow, basically, I think, with this one. There might be I might have put a little green in this. PMD color is kind of a light greenish yellow. We're going to do 3 turns of hackle and keep it very compact, especially on it if you're doing an 18. And then, this is my way of finishing the fly. Tilt the hackle forward, take a turn behind, a turn in front, a turn behind, and a turn in front. We've trapped it twice. I'm going to take 1 turn right in front, and then do a 3-turn whip finish. And 3 turns is all you need. But if you're insecure, you can do another one. And then trim the thread under tension using 1 blade of your scissors. And then feel for the stem with your scissors and trim the hackle. Now, Rene Harrop doesn't finish his flies this way, and Hans Weilenmann has a very good video that I'll link to below showing where he shows Rene Harrop's way of doing it, which is basically to finish off the hackle in front of the wing. I find that I have problems with the eye, and this is a little cleaner. I like this better, but each to his own. Regardless of how you finish it, you've got to have this fly in your fly box.